Hi guys, it's me, Delicious Delights. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a review for you from the House of Cartier. I'm not sure if you guys can hear, there's some work going on outside, so I apologize for those weird construction sounds. Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much. Anyway, so today's review is from the House of Cartier. This is called Le Baiser du Dragon. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And I'm gonna guess what that means. Dragon, I guess a dragon, and Le Baiser, if I remember correctly, I haven't checked, I think it means the kiss, so the kiss of the dragon. The name is very, very intriguing, and the bottle is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's just so nice. Probably one of the nicest bottles I've ever seen. Total eye candy. I would like to even just own it just to look at that beautiful bottle because it is absolutely stunning. So I have this crappy sample from Notino of it. I hate these samples, but they're really cheap to buy samples. Very inexpensive to buy samples on Notino, so that's why I did like a huge sample haul recently from Notino, and I'm not sponsored, but I just wanted to add that it's a sample review from a sample, if that even matters. Okay, so I'm totally blabbing. Let's get into this perfume. I just poured some of it onto this paper. Oh my gosh. The opening is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. So the opening on my skin smells like a dirty, bitter, earthy, dark chocolate. It has a subtle sweetness in here with the chocolate, but it's very dry and earthy. The bitterness in here is super heavy and a little bit sour. So this opening is so good. It reminds me a little bit of the opening of, what is it? The Borneo, something from Serge Lutens. Borneo, and then there's a year 18 something. Kind of reminds me of that. Also reminds me a little bit of Vetiver Oriental by Serge Lutens, as far as the opening goes. The chocolate in here, very bitter, but creamy at the same time. And it kind of reminds me of, you know, those Lindt chocolate bars? I think they're a Swiss chocolate, and they have like 95% cocoa in it. You can choose the percentage of cocoa in it. That's what it reminds me of. It's so good. Very strong, intense. It's like making a statement when I have worn this, at least in the opening. A little bit masculine, maybe that earthiness in it kind of gives off a somewhat masculine vibe, but I love it since I am a tomboy. I grew up as a tomboy. I'm still a tomboy at heart, but it kind of like brings out that, you know, other side of me that is who I am. Does that even make sense? Not really. It smells very expensive, luxurious, bougie, and rich, and it totally knocked me off my feet, to be honest. It was totally unexpected and unique, and it just made me feel very confident and strong, like a strong woman. Very vintage feeling as well. So the opening is absolutely fantastic. Sorry about this. The fogging up is happening again. Okay, so I was very impressed by this opening, but it was short-lived. After like 10-15 minutes, it changed a lot. And in the mid of this perfume, the mid and the dry down of this perfume, it morphed into something more boozy, like a sour, syrupy, boozy smell. Still very earthy. There's still a sweetness in it. You still smell the chocolate, the dark chocolate, but on me it was even more bitter. So I kind of like it. I loved the opening like so much, 10 out of 10. And then the mid and the dry down, I'd give it an 8 or so if I were to rank it. It's still really nice. And it kind of difficult to describe, to be honest, as this is a smell that I have not really experienced in this kind of way before. It really surprised me and really impressed me, and I honestly think that this perfume easily could have made it to their exclusive line, you know, the really expensive line of perfumes that they have, which I have talked about, so I can leave 2 of those videos down there in the description box if you guys want to know more about their exclusive line. Anyway, so if I were to think of an analogy to describe the mid and the dry down of this perfume, picture a glass that's wooden, so a wooden glass or a glass made out of wood, and then you fill it up with some sweet flavored whiskey, and then throw some dark bitter chocolate in there and intensify the bitterness of that chocolate. Apparently there's caramel in here. I don't smell the caramel, but I do get that syrupy consistency of caramel in here. There's also a whole bunch of floral notes in here. There's neroli, gardenia, iris, jasmine, but none of those really are dominant, at least when I wear it. But I do get a feeling of like a floral dusting over this wooden glass with the sweet whiskey and the bitter dark chocolate in it. So it's a very, very complicated perfume, very, very challenging, a pleasure to test and to wear. It's just basically a very unique Boozy Gourmand perfume that is just beautiful all around. Like the bottle alone is beautiful, but the perfume, oh, so good. Especially if you like vintage perfumes, it does give off in like as a whole, it does give off this vintage kind of vibe to it. And it's just so good. Very, very impressed, as I said before. It's very classic, vintagey, very, very daring, challenging at the same time. It smells so expensive to me. Oh my gosh. Delicious, sexy, bold, very, very intense. And this is what perfumery is all about, you guys. This is definitely a masterpiece. I've always heard about this perfume from others, but I never really got a chance to really get to know it. And I'm glad that I did, because I think it's so good, you guys. So good. So yeah, that was my gushing review of Le Baiser du Dragon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. By the House of Cartier. If you guys have tried it, I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Definitely, it's not for everyone, but it is definitely a must test for sure if you love smelling things, because I think this is a very, very fun one to test for sure. Alright guys, so that was my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. See ya. Bye-bye.